Welcome back to The Fives, everyone. We're going to revisit the Curious Refuge film competition. In the AI category, or AI animation category, the 700 plus entries have been narrowed down to 20 finalists. And this week we're going to look at 5 of those 20 finalists.
Yeah, so first we have a bizarre space tale in a classic anime style, a paranormal detective thriller, a film noir detective with animals, a surreal German fairy tale, and a painting that comes to life.
I'm John Rogers.
And I'm Kai Turner.
First up is a film called 4 Chapters of Eternal Love from a filmmaker named John Kelly, who also publishes under the name Kudzu Ai. I love that name. And so one of the things that really stands out to me about this video, that I think really just stands head and shoulders above everything else I've seen here, is his use of music and audio design in the production. In particular, through the entire video, there is kind of an ominous buzzing, I'll call it a buzzing sound in the background that adds a lot of tension and perhaps indicates that this is a little bit more of a horror kind of genre style video. And the other thing is the soundtrack, which was created in Udio. It has this, really what you would think is not the normal kind of audio for it. It sounds more like a church choir singing in the background, and I think it really comes together nicely with the video content.
Yeah, this felt like a classic Akira film to me, and I think, with Akira, the sound design played an important role in that too. And even the feeling of watching those early films in the 80s when the translation was fairly literal to the original Japanese, and it made it kind of strange and poetic to Western ears and sensibilities. John isn't Japanese, but this is clearly a love letter to his influences.
Number two.
Next, we have Graveyard by Denny Tsung. We featured Denny before. He seems to enter these competitions and has done a few entries for different competitions and usually makes it to the finals. And Graveyard is another one that he's done that's well done. It's different for Denny. I don't think he's done an anime style before, but he's really done a great job at creating a story about a paranormal detective who can use psychic abilities to enter the mind of a killer who's in a coma or dying in order to find a missing child. And I think he's just, he's new to the genre, but he's done a really great job here.
Yeah, the idea of entering the mind of a serial killer is something that we've seen before in film and television. But what I like what Danny has done here is he's taken that idea and he's kind of advanced it one step further. So he's added to kind of the pre-existing body of work and storytelling and that's just out there in the world. And he's kind of added another element. And I really appreciate that there's more to go in that kind of story. The other thing that really stands out to me with Graveyard is I look at the production design here as really in 2 different worlds. In the real world, it's a very traditional sort of anime look, but once you're into the mind of the serial killer, it has a whole nother kind of visual design to it, and I like that there's this juxtaposition of real world, mental world.
Hey, I have a quick favor to ask. If you like this video, please share it with just one person so we can continue to support creators with this channel by growing. Thank you.
Number three.
So next up this week is Gray from a filmmaker named Chloe Carlson, and I love what Chloe has done here with the design and style of this story. The characters in the world is kind of a woodcut style. I've not really seen that very often before, not only in the AI space, but in traditional filmmaking, and it really works well here in a 3D sort of CG look. So I think it's really compelling. It's definitely a video I'm going to show my daughter tonight when she gets home from school, because I think she's going to kind of love this.
Yeah, I mean, we could almost do a special on this subgenre of classic genres recast with animals. I think in this case, it's a detective kind of film noir thriller. It's really fun to watch. I mean, it gave me a little bit of Wes Anderson Isle of Dogs vibes, but I think you're right. It's still a very different visual style in terms of it being more like a woodcut style. But I think also with the editing and the framing also reminded me a little bit of Wes Anderson. But overall, it was a well-formed short, and I really enjoyed it.
Number four.
Fourth, we have Cursed Cat by Marcus Lokanen. This is a story about an old house and a woman who inherits this mysterious German-speaking cat named Klaus, who turns out to be a cursed sorcerer. I really love the style they're going for here. It feels like a kind of 60s stop-motion experimental art house film. I also felt that it stands out for the unique story it presents. It's aiming for a kind of dark fairy tale, and I think it gives something original in terms of style and narrative.
It's funny, Kai, you mentioned Wes Anderson in our previous video, but when I was watching this, I thought it was this video, Cursed Cat, was screaming Wes Anderson to me if Wes Anderson made a scary movie ever. So I love that aspect of this. But the other thing I liked and appreciate is sort of the bilingual use of German and English language, and then the subtitles underneath. I thought that was really interesting and kind of engaging about how Klaus the cat is speaking German, but it's really an English language video, and I thought that was an interesting storytelling technique.
Number 5. 5.
And our final video this week is called More Tears Than Harm, coming from a filmmaker who I believe is working in Madagascar, and his name is Herinarivu Rakutumanana. I'm sorry if I murdered that pronunciation of your name. And what I loved about this video is, and I've mentioned this in previous videos that we've done, is that I believe AI really opens up opportunity for new voices to be heard and seen. It's kind of the promise that Hollywood has been looking for many years. And never really made good on, and I think we might be really there now. And so I love seeing kind of filmmakers and voices coming from other parts of the world and seeing their perspective. And I love the use of color here. It's a really colorful video, and it's really set up, feels like it's meant to be a day in the life of this character, which I presume is in Madagascar.
Yeah, I just love this. It feels like a Matisse or a Gauguin painting come to life. It's really impressive stylistically as a feat of generative AI video, and like you said, the slice of life it offers is something that's part of a world that we don't always get to see. And just to second what you said, that's really what gets us excited about this new generation, this new movement in AI video, is that it is bringing these voices from around the world and giving them the means of production to be able to tell these stories. So I just love the look and feel of this video, and hope to see a lot more like this.
Thanks, that's it for this week. Please like and subscribe.
See you next time.